Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. This is ASO Television News. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. The headlines: NNPCL signs MOU with Chinese firms to revive Warri Port Harcourt refineries. Federal government university unions meeting end in deadlock. Nigeria urges South Africa to curb xenophobic threats against foreign nationals. An APC extend deadline for the sale of forms. The news in detail. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has signed a memorandum of understanding (MOU) with two Chinese companies to support the completion, operation, and possible expansion of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. In a statement published on its website on Monday, NNPC disclosed that the agreement was signed with Zhanjiang Chemical Company Limited and Ganqin Bashu Industrial Park Operation and Management Company Limited in Jiangxing City, China, on Thursday, 30th of April 2026, according to the statement signed by NNPC's Chief Corporate Communications Officer, Andy Ode. The collaboration is expected to be driven through a potential technical equity partnership arrangement. It said the MOU was signed by NNPC Group Chief Executive Officer Bashir Ojulari, Chairman of Zhanjiang Chemical Company Guang Zhangzhong, and Chairman of Ganqin Industrial Park Operation and Company Management Company Limited, BB. According to the statement, the proposed framework will focus on completing outstanding work on both refineries and ensuring efficient operation and maintenance to achieve best-in-class sustainable performance. Now, the meeting between the federal government team and the Joint Action Committee (JAC) of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities (SANU) and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions (NASU) ended without any resolution. Consequently, the meeting has been scheduled to take place on Tuesday at 3 p.m., which is any moment from now. This is as the indefinite strike embarked upon by SANU and NASU has brought Nigeria's public universities to a grinding halt, paralyzing academic activities and shutting down clinics, administrative blocks, and hostels nationwide. The JAC of SANU and NASU met with government team on Monday in a bid to resolve the differences that led to the indefinite strike, which commenced on April 30th, after which the expiration of the 1-month ultimatum given by the two non-teaching staff unions for the government to conclude the renegotiation exercise on the 2009 agreement. At the Monday meeting, which was at the instance of the Minister of Education, the two parties could not reach a resolution to their differences. Meanwhile, before the meeting, while giving an update on the strike, the SANU National President, Comrade Mohammed Ibrahim, declared the action a resounding success with 100% compliance and vowed there would be no retreat. He said what the unions were calling for was fair treatment of their members, adding that the minimum benchmark of their demand was 40%. Now, the federal government has expressed deep concern over rising tensions affecting Nigerians in South Africa following protests calling for the expulsion of foreign nationals. Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned South African Acting High Commissioner Leslie Micheli to address the situation. Permanent Secretary Ambassador Dunoma Umar Ahmed described as disturbing several online videos showing violence and hostility against Nigerians and other Africans, noting that such actions undermine long-standing diplomatic ties between both countries. The ministry, in a press briefing, confirmed to journalists the deaths of two Nigerians, Nnemeka Matthew Andrew Ekpeyong and Kelvin Chidebere Araromemiro, allegedly following assaults while in the custody of South African security agencies. The federal government has called for thorough, transparent investigations as well as access to autopsy reports and justice for the victims' families. Nigeria urged South African authorities to take concrete steps to curb threats against foreign nationals and ensure the safety and rights of Nigerians living in the country. It also appealed for calm among citizens at home following a protest in Abuja, warning against taking the law into their own hands. Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Minister Bianca Odubego Ojukwu has engaged her South African counterpart, with both sides agreeing to work towards a lasting solution. In response, the acting High Commissioner assured that Nigerians' concerns will be communicated to Pretoria and reaffirmed that The protests are not supported by South African governments. The federal government says it remains committed to protecting Nigerians abroad and strengthening diplomatic ties efforts to ensure their safety and dignity. The House of Representatives on Tuesday witnessed a wave of defections as no fewer than 17 lawmakers formally announced their exit from the African Democratic Congress, the ADC, to the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, during plenary. The defectors who cut across Kano, Anambra, Lagos, Edo, and Rivers States read separate letters on the floor of the House, attributing their decision to what they described as unresolved crisis from the national to world levels in the ADC. Reacting to the mass defections, some lawmakers expressed concern over the growing trend of political realignments ahead of the 2027 general elections, noting that party instability remains a recurring factor driving defections in the National Assembly. The Speaker acknowledged the letters and wished the defecting lawmakers well in their new political parties in line with parliamentary tradition. The development is expected to alter the balance of power among minority parties in the House, particularly affecting the ADC's standing in the lower chamber. More and more APC aspirants are coming out to buy forms for the 2027 elections as the deadline for the sale of forms has been extended to Wednesday. Notably among the aspirants were Alhaji Mahmoud Sadisu from Kaduna State, who purchased forms to contest for the House of Representatives in the forthcoming elections. Asked if he had been endorsed by the governor of the state, Alhaji Mahmoud Sadusi confidently replied that he was in the good books of the governor. Journalists expressed concerns about his size and age, but Alhaji Mahmoud said he was eminently qualified and would win even if the contest ends up in a direct primary. Similarly, the Minister of Economy and National Planning Atiku Bagudu, alongside the Director General Bola Tinubu Campaign Group Alhaji Aminu Suleiman, led a large delegation to the venue where forms are sold to purchase forms for the current governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasir Idris. The Kauran Gondu Alhaji Aminu Suleiman said the governor deserves his re-election because of the remarkable achievement he has recorded in his first tenure. Aminu Suleiman disclosed that Dr. Nasiru has achieved a lot in areas of education and infrastructural development in Kebbi State. The chairman of Abaji Area Council and chairman-elect, as well as FCT senatorial aspirant Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, has formally declared his intention to contest for the FCT senatorial seat under the All Progressives Congress, the APC, submitting his letter of intent to party executives in Kuje Area Council as part of his ongoing consultations for the FCT's lone Senate seat. In a welcome address, the Kuje Area Council chairman, APC chairman Comrade Ibrahim Adamu, warmly received Abdullahi and his entourage. He commended his leadership style and applauded his track record in delivering good governance across various sectors in Abaji Area Council within a short period in office. Also speaking, the chairman of Goglada Area Council and APC aspirant for the House Abuja South House of Representatives seat, Alhaji Abubakar Jibrin Giri, stated that the FCT stakeholders have agreed on adopting direct primaries. He urged party members and residents across Kuje and the FCT to come out in large numbers to support credible leadership for the betterment of the territory. In his remarks, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi expressed appreciation to the people of Kuje Area Council for the large turnout and warm reception. He congratulated the newly inaugurated APC executives and formally declared his ambition by submitting his letter of intent. He emphasized the importance of fairness, equity, and inclusiveness in political representation, noting that the FCT comprises diverse zones that deserve balanced leadership opportunities. He called for unity within the party and urged stakeholders to prioritize competence, performance, and the collective interest of the people. Responding to the criticism about his age and experience, Alhaji Abdullahi noted that leadership should be judged by competence, performance, and vision rather than age or political longevity. The Abaji chairman alleged that certain political actors are attempting to intimidate party members and discourage participation in the democratic process, warning that such actions could undermine party unity and internal democracy. He concluded by urging FCT residents and party members to make informed decisions ahead of the primaries, emphasizing that leadership should be based on results, accountability, and the ability to deliver. The member representing Amaguari Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Joshua Chinedu Obika, has presented his account of stewardship to constituents at a well-attended town hall meeting held in Abuja. The event, which cuts across party lines, drew in large crowd of residents, tribal associations, socio-cultural groups, as well as youth and women organizations. Obi Daniel tells us more.
According to the lawmaker, his interventions in the last legislative cycle span core lawmaking duties and constituency projects. He listed provision of boreholes for rural communities, rural electrification schemes, scholarship awards to indigenes and settlers, road construction and rehabilitation, as well as human capital development programs.
I can tell you on the rural electrification that we have 7 transformers. As I speak, the one in Guru has been mounted. Odojo is going on, I believe by Friday it will be completed. Daniki is going on, it will be completed before Friday, Saturday as well. And the 4 is waiting to be distributed both in Warimpa and other areas in Buhari Area Council.
Addressing the large gathering, Honorable Obika said he sought the mandate of both indigenous people of the FCT and residents alike and has remained committed to inclusive representation.
Nobody allotted this seat to us. It was your votes. You came out. You made a choice. And that choice is standing before you. And I want to tell you that that choice has not failed you. You cannot change what is working. You can only change what is not working. We have a proof to show for it.
Dignitaries described his tenure as impactful and people-oriented, noting that his projects cut across all wards and party affiliations in Amak and Buhari.
Politics is give and take, and this politics is done by John Nigeria Limited. This is a turn of Chinedu. FCT is a charity promotion in the parliament, and when God Almighty bless our particular constituency with a member of Chinedu who will always start raise his hand to support the motion, bring motion, and also support it.
When I was there, as a council of Buhari, we were working together, and during his time as a council, we performed very excellently. I am not partisan, I am not a member of your party, but I'm a believer in what you are doing.
The event highlights was the presentation of vehicles to tribal chiefs residents in Abuja. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
The former Executive Director of Housing, Finance and Accounts of the Federal Housing Authority, Dr. Matthias Buan, is challenging Governor Hyacinth Yomem Alia in the APC. Asked why he is in the race when the reconciliation meeting in the state has agreed that the governor and all members of the House of Representatives should be retained, Dr. Matthias Buan said that the arrangements were not captured by what the law says and he would remain in the race. He said if elected, he would make sure that Benue State moves from a civil service state to an industrial hub. He promised to make the youth to be self-employed if elected. He said the money is for the state and he would use it for Benue people. You're watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Now, still to come, Nigeria signs landmark deal with Airbus to boost aviation sector. I'm going away. We'll be right back.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly, something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
Nigeria has signed a major agreement with Airbus to strengthen its aviation and aerospace industry. A memorandum of understanding was signed in Toulouse, France, during a working visit by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The deal focuses on developing aviation infrastructure, building local expertise, and expanding Nigeria's role in the global aerospace sector, which also includes technical support such as pilot and engineer training, maintenance services, and advisory on aircraft operations. Minister Keyamo said it will explore opportunities in sustainable aviation fuel production while preparing a new generation of Nigerian aviation professionals. Airbus said Nigeria is central to Africa's aviation growth, with demand for nearly 1,500 new aircraft and thousands of skilled workers expected in the coming years. Stakeholders say the agreement positions Nigeria to become a key aviation hub in Africa, with benefits including job creation, economic growth, and improved air transport services. Similarly, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has begun discussions with key stakeholders on the adoption of a pre-loading advanced cargo information system aimed at strengthening aviation security and improving cargo operations in Nigeria. The meeting held at the authority's headquarters in Abuja focused on PLAS-C system introduced by the International Civil Aviation Organization. The platform allows cargo information to be submitted and assessed before loading, enabling early risk detection through the use of artificial intelligence. The Director General of Civil Aviation, Captain Chris Najomo, was represented at the meeting, which also had in attendance major industry stakeholders, including Kale Logistics Solutions. Participants noted that adopting the system could enhance security oversight, improve coordination among agencies, and streamline cargo clearance processes. It is also expected to reduce delays and minimize reliance on manual inspections. Further consultations are ongoing as authorities position the initiative as a key step towards modernizing Nigeria's aviation security framework and boosting its competitiveness as a regional cargo hub. Now, in a move aimed at boosting education delivery in rural communities, the Katsina State government has initiated the procurement of 3,000 electric motorcycles for teachers across the state. The project, described as a strategic investment in both education and rural development, is being executed in partnership with Ben 10 Equipment. Our correspondent, Usman Katun Umar, tells us more.
The Chief Executive Officer of Ben 10 Equipment, Ben Oshi, says the initiative reflects deliberate effort by Governor Umar Dikko to address one of the most persistent challenges facing rural education: mobility. Speaking at a press briefing in Abuja, Oshi described the intervention as more than just a procurement.
This boat intervention is not just a procurement exercise, it's a strategic investment in the future of education and rural development.
Oshi noted that for years, many teachers have had to endure long and difficult journeys to their schools, often at great personal cost. He said the deployment of the motorcycles would significantly ease transport challenges, improve punctuality, and enhance teaching effectiveness. The initiative, he added, also carries wider implications beyond the classroom.
Mobility is a catalyst for economic and social growth. With these motorcycles, teachers become more connected to their communities, and it strengthens local economies, improves access to services, and fosters a more inclusive development process.
Oshi further explains that the use of electric motorcycles reflects a commitment to sustainability, reducing dependence on fossil fuels while lowering operational costs. He assured that the motorcycles would meet high standards and be backed by maintenance support, while commending Governor Radda for what he described as a visionary step towards strengthening education and rural development. Usman Katun Umar, ASO Television News.
The Jigawa State government has entered into a strategic partnership with L&Z Integrated Dairy and Farms and Sahel Consulting to implement the Advancing Local Dairy Development in Nigeria project aimed at modernizing the livestock subsector and addressing insecurity linked to pastoralism. The initiative seeks to transition subsistence cattle rearing into a commercial dairy enterprise, targeting low milk productivity and recurring farmer-herder conflicts through improved breeding techniques and enhanced access to finance for livestock farmers. Speaking at the inauguration of milk collection and veterinary equipment in Dutse, the Commissioner for Livestock Development, Professor Salem Abdurrahman Lawan, said the state plans to establish a semen production center to drive large-scale artificial insemination. He noted that Nigeria could replicate India's success in dairy production through institutional reforms and technical capacity. Professor Lawan highlighted the productivity gap between local and improved breeds, explaining that while indigenous cows produce between 2 to 5 liters of milk daily, improved breeds can yield over 30 liters, making traditional methods economically unsustainable. Meanwhile, the project's implementing partners say the program is also focused on financial inclusion, particularly for women in pastoral communities. With 32 cooperative clusters already covered, beneficiaries are being equipped with dairy tools and digital payment systems, a move expected to improve hygiene, boost incomes, and reduce Nigeria's reliance on dairy exports. The Federal Ministry of Budgets and Economic Planning has expressed government's commitments to the upcoming economic summit. Minister Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anete stated this while inaugurating the Joint Planning Committee for the 32nd Nigerian Economic Summit. Represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Odo, explained that the meeting indicates that yet another significant milestone in strengthening the enduring partnership between government and the private sector as they work collectively towards the successful delivery of this year's summit. Dr. Uzoka-Anete highlighted that the value of effective public-private collaboration cannot be overstated across both advanced and emerging economies. Such partnerships have proven to be powerful drivers of economic growth, innovation, and sustainable development. She further disclosed that the summit platform stands as a compelling example of what can be achieved when both sectors align their efforts towards a common national vision. She also commended the chairman and chief executive officer of NESG and its board, and indeed the leadership of the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning for their exemplary leadership and unwavering commitment to the summit process. And that does it all on the bulletin for this hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe.